and I think we're gonna do the living room.
Oh my, please
We're
show me
gonna
the
do the living
skeleton.
room.
Please show me the skeleton.
Oh yeah. Okay. So that we got this skeleton before we even got a bed.
Oh my God. I'm gonna show you mine. Just
Oh
the corner. I don't know if you can see him.
yes. And you have a Snoopy. I have Snoopies too. In the room I just left, I have a whole collection of Snoopies.
Oh no way, that's so weird. When you first visualized New Year's Day, talking about that positive visualization, what did it look like? Did it look like how it looks now, or what did it feel like?
You know, it did. In my mind, because I was really influenced by No Doubt and My Chemical Romance were like my two biggest influences, and AFI. And all of those bands had very strong thematics. Like if you look at Rocksteady, they even the pattern they used in the album, she put in her clothes, like her hat, her shoes were made out of this pattern. The color scheme, red, black, and white. My Chem, same. AFI, when Sing the Sorrow came out, everything matched that record. It was a there was a whole production and story that went with it visually. And so I was from day one, just as a fan, very inspired by those things. And so in my mind, when I would close my eyes, because I one of my favorite things to do before I went to bed or before I went to sleep, I would lay in bed and imagine me singing on stage. I would like look forward to going to bed so I could like have my imagination time. And that's how I pictured it. I pictured red and black, leather jackets, rock and roll, blood everywhere, red hair. I didn't even have that hair yet, but it's just like, I just always saw that. I just always saw it.
So you properly thought it into existence.
I honestly believe in manifestation because
Oh,
of that. Because I was a kid, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know I was like, I didn't know the term manifestation. There wasn't even internet when I was that age doing that. But I just like loved to imagine it. And then I imagined it into real life. Like,
jeez.
it's crazy.
Dude, I was manifesting wrong when I was a kid because I fully was trying to manifest being married to CM Punk from WWE.
Uh,
That's what I wanted.
that's awesome. If you look around your life now, sometimes you don't realize you manifested things that you manifested. Like I look at my house and my dogs and where I live and my partner, and I'm like, I really wished for all those things, then they just happened.
Yeah, it's
Crazy.
crazy how that works out. You're just like, wow, this is actually. I always think about younger you, little you, looking at you now and being like, we're freaking awesome about to drop an F-bomb.
Where?
We're
Yeah.
freaking awesome.
Oh my
Like,
God. If Big Me got to meet Little Me, I'd be like, I'd tell her, like, you did that. You did that shit. Like, you did
yes,
it.
yeah, I
Yeah.
love it.
'Cause
I love
I
it.
used to get such bad OCD and anxiety and depression when I was a teenager because 100% because I was scared and nervous and worried it would never happen.
Yeah.
And I used to get so depressed. I worked at the Virgin Megastore. Remember those?
Oh my God. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I worked at the Virgin Megastore in high school and I would get depressed because I would see all the CDs that got thrown away or like the CDs that went to the bottom bin. I'd be like, all these bands tried so hard and failed. And I hadn't even started my band yet. And I'd be like, what if that's me? What if? Like I was such a what ifer. And then finally in my 20s, I was like, yeah, what if it fails? Like, what if we flop? What if? Like, oh well, just do it anyway.
That's it. I always think like this. My dad told me this. He's like, when you're in the care home, when you're in your 90s or your 80s, are you going to tell your story or somebody else's story? Right? Oh,
Oh yeah.
blah, blah. It's your story.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Your journey through and through. And the
yeah.
cool thing about New Year's Day is you guys have had so many different seasons, so many different, like, you've evolved so many different ways.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
from your first freaking album to this album that we've just had or just dropped, how has your sound changed and what was that process like as well?
Well, I've been doing New Year's Day essentially for over 20 years, which is really crazy to say out loud. I started playing in bands when I was 14, but the incarnation of New Year's Day came to fruition in 2005. And it started by accident with some friends at a party. And I was already in bands that weren't working out, and so were they. We were like, let's make our own band. And we got signed really fast, but we didn't actually, it took us a couple years to record some music. And then, 2 years after being a band and getting signed, we did our first Warp Tour. And that kind of set the tone for us because it was like, it's Warp Tour or bust forever. I was like, I'm not stopping until I am a main stage band. It took me 10 years, but I was like, I'm not stopping. And so to think a sound wouldn't change in a span of 20 years is, I mean, think of yourself 20 years ago, right? Because I get a lot of comments saying, like, oh, I miss the days when you were pop punk or when you were this, like, do you even wear the same type of clothes, the same
Yeah.
makeup? Your hair the same you did 20 years ago? I hope not. Probably look like a big dork. So when we started, it was, I always just played the music that I liked. And so as my tastes evolved and new bands came out, and I was like, oh, I like this now. Oh, I like this. And or I discovered older music that I didn't know. And I'm like, damn, this is really inspiring. It just all showed up in the music over the years and it just developed how it developed. There was never a plan. I wish there was a plan.
Yeah.
To be
Well, you did, dude, you didn't need a plan, Bab. You're fine.
I know it'd be nice to know. It'd be nice to know what I'm doing, I guess. But I don't. We're winging it. We're going with we always just go with what feels right.
Yes, exactly.
If it feels right, it makes us excited. We feel proud of it. Because if it's in the studio, and this has happened more times than I can tell you, we're in the studio and something musically comes out with a writer and it feels dorky or contrived or try hard or just not on the nose for us, we that happens because we try everything. We get rid of it. We sit there and we go, I always say, does this blow my skirt up? Does this blow my hair back? Am I like screaming over this? And if I go, no, I'm like, trash.
It's that
Yeah.
trial and error, though, isn't it, as well? Because once you start refining your sound and once you're open to different messages or what's inspiring you, if it, like I said, an older band or a newer inspiration, once you're into that, you can throw things away and be like, this isn't us, or this isn't
Yeah.
us. That's an amazing thing to be able to do.
Yeah. And in the past, I've let some songs sneak onto an album where I was like, this will just be an album track. No one will pay attention to it. And then it becomes a fan favorite. I'm like, damn it.
Like,
That
dog.
was not my favorite. I thought it would skate by and no one would notice. But I mean, that's happened, because writing 11, 12, 13 songs is is a lot. It's a lot of work. It really is, especially for me because I'm like most artists where I am so picky and so hard on everything and I'm like my own worst critic and so it's like a love-hate relationship with writing music because I get so pissed off. But it's, when you finally figure it out, it's very rewarding.
That kind of process of figuring things out and knowing yourself as well, because I could look at you as a rock and metal girl and be like, you are so sick, style, confidence, all of that. So for people that are still in their journey to finding out how they want to dress or how they want to be confident or walk into the room, how did you develop your confidence?
I get asked that question a lot because
Yeah.
when I put the question out there on my Instagram, I say, "Why do you guys follow me? Like, what is it?" And they go, "Well, you give me confidence." Even like on this last tour, I was getting letters saying you gave me confidence to be a tattoo artist. You give me confidence to dye my hair. You give me confidence to break out of that relationship, whatever it is. That seems to be a theme, and I don't know. I just pushed myself. I never backed down, even when I was feeling very unconfident. I just would force myself to find a way. And even now, I still have moments of huge, huge doubt all the time. But I guess with me, I just plow right through it to the other side, no matter what. And so if I was going to be giving someone advice, I'd say you just have to, it's like jumping off a cliff. You just have to close your eyes and jump, whether it's wearing that crazy outfit or shaving your head or spiking your hair or, going for that job or entering that contest or whatever it is. Like just close your eyes and jump. What do you have to lose?
That's it. The worst thing is, like I said, being like, I don't have any stories to tell. Whose stories am I
Yeah.
going to tell?
Fear is a big factor. People really fear disappointment and rejection and being let down, which is all understandable. But if you can get comfortable, because I've heard the word no more times than I've heard the word yes, trust me. I hate the word no. I want everything to happen the way I want it to happen my way right now. I'm very like Veruca Salt like that. So when I hear no, it's like devastating, but you just have to get used to rejection and like be comfortable with that and like kind of not fearing that anymore.
Try to eliminate the fear. Try to eliminate the fear because you spoke as well in an interview about knowing what time is right for you and knowing when things feel right and going with it. So, has anything happened on the band's journey when you really wanted an opportunity? You were like, yes, we are getting this. I'm so excited. And it didn't happen. But then you found out it was for the best?
Oh God, more times than I can count. I mean, I don't want to throw any bands names under the bus, but there was a huge tour we were up for. And the singer himself called me and was like, I'm pitching you. I want you to do it. Would have been the biggest tour of our lives. And then they ended up going with another female fronted band, and that hurt. It hurt so bad. And you can't take things personal. You just can't. That's the business. That's how it goes. And but then it opened up the time frame for another tour offer that ended up being even more amazing. And I don't want to say who the bands were, but I mean it was like the best 7 weeks of my life. So if I had not gone through that rejection, I wouldn't have been able to say yes to this other opportunity.
You never know what's around the corner. That's so
Oh, I have a good one actually. Okay, so I flew out to New York for a songwriting session with this like huge pop writer, and he was very well sought after, and his recording studio was right in Times Square. I mean, this was as like pro as it gets. And we were writing for a little bit, a couple hours, and he turned around in his chair and he goes, I don't mean any offense by this, but he literally, his exact words were, I don't get you. So I don't get it. I was like, okay. I just sat there because I was by myself and I was like, okay, I don't know what to do with that, but
yeah,
sorry. And
sure.
he's like, no, no offense, but there are two guys down the hall that write metal and they might get you. He's like, do you want to go knock on their door, see if they're there? I said, well, I'm here. So let's go. So we knock on the door. The two guys are there. They happen to have heard of my band. They were happy. They had the time. They had the studio space available. We wrote a song right then and there. And we had such a good time together. They say, hey, by the way, we write the theme songs for WWE. Would you want to do one? That's how that happened. That is exactly how that happened. I went, yeah, would love to. And he goes, well, if we get any new wrestlers, we will contact you. And then about 6 months later, they contacted me saying, we have a new wrestler up and comer named Rhea Ripley. Do you want to do her theme song? I was like, yes. I was like, a girl who loves metal? Yeah,
Yeah.
sign me up yesterday. And so even though like, yeah, that would have been a really disappointing day, look what happened.
Gee, as if that I've never heard you tell that story. That's insane.
Right? Yeah, that's how that happened. And all those amazing opportunities that came from it.
Yeah, yeah. And that as well is like one of my favorite entrance theme tunes as well. It's so sick. So sick. And it's just the perfect marriage as well of humans. So good. So
You know,
good.
she has half hair. She sent me a picture. She's like in her room, like a younger her, and she's got all the band posters on the wall. It's like Motionless and White on the wall, like Black Veil Brides. And she, I have a New Year's Day one, but it wasn't in the picture, and her hair was half and half.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
Jeez. Something that I'd love to know. Obviously, Shut Up. Such a tune, such a
Thank
tune,
you.
such a tune. And being a spooky human, the music video as well is just so amazing. Like
Thank
a
you.
female Patrick Bateman, just it's so sick. So, what horror icons or horror final girls or anything like that could get the Ash treatment?
You know, I would love to do a music video based on Jennifer's body. I would
Yeah.
love that. Pink velour suit with the hearts. I cheerleading outfit, the prom dress, the pool scene, just perform and redo. Because I love music videos. I produce all of our music videos with the directors, and it's a passion, it's a love I have for creating music videos. They're like my little homage to my favorite movies, and that's why I picked American Psycho. And like Come For Me was kind of a mixture of all my favorite Quentin Tarantino movies, and Hurts Like Hell had a lot of nods to The Warriors, Clockwork Orange, um, Suicide Squad. So I would do Jennifer's Body.
Like, Ash, I need it.
I have to write the song that goes with it. But you know what? I'm on it. I'm on it
Tap,
already.
tap the temples, Bab. Tap the temples.
I'm on it already.
That would
Good.
be so iconic. Like that would be so
I'm
iconic.
I'm gonna okay, I just got a really good idea too, because there's another up and coming artist that I've been talking with, and we're talking about collaborating.
Mm.
And I don't want to say who it is either because I hate to give stuff away, but this might be the idea.
Yes, yes.
This might be the idea.
If you've got the idea, as soon as
It's
this
coming.
ends, scribble it the hell down. Get it
Yeah.
down. And something else I need from you. Just I feel like I'm just asking you to do things, but something else I
I'm,
need.
I'm down though. I'm down.
Please do. Because the video to Vampire as well.
Oh
And
yeah.
it needs to be a video game. Have you thought about making that an actual game, or what was the inspiration behind the video itself?
Obviously, is titled Vampire, so it seemed like it was obvious to go with the vampire theme. But I was like, I can't be a vampire again. Like, and my eyes roll back in my head anymore. So I was like, I'll be a vampire killer. And the inspiration for the video was oh my God, why can't I remember the name of the movie right now? Underworld and Blade were our inspirations. And I was like, can I have a blood party? They're like, we don't have the budget to make it rain blood. We never have the budget to make it rain blood ever. You know how
Where
many
are you
music
getting the budget?
we've come up with so many different ideas to make it rain blood that's like someday when I'm rich, when I win the lottery, I'm not gonna tell anybody. But y'all will know because I'll finally have the video where it's raining blood. Finally. It's so hard to do.
You know what? I'm not in a band, of course, but the same because if you can see Blade, I'm obsessed.
Oh shoot. That's
Yeah.
awesome. It's harder than you think.
If you find out, let me know. Just not as expensive. Let me know. We will obviously always speak about like your band and how awesome you guys are, but what music are you listening to as well?
I don't listen to music that much at
Mm.
these. I sometimes feel a little musiced out. So I listen to, okay, here's something I've recently found that I really love. It's been on repeat for me. They're called Poolside in Panama, and it's like very Hall and Oatesy, electronic. Like I like electronic music. Oh, okay, here's another band I recently discovered. Immortal Girlfriend.
Oh,
Two,
what a name.
they're so badass. That's the kind of music I'm into. Kavinsky, and then I really like The Weeknd. That'd be like top 10 most listened to artists. I like the industrial electronic stuff, but I don't listen to music very much. Rocking out to Rage War, I was listening to Teeth and I was like doing the lyrics at my steering wheel and I looked over and there was a guy at the bus stop looking at me and I was like,
Like, hello.
hey. Anyway, I just drove forward like that was embarrassing.
Like, this is my time in my car. Gross.
Oh, dude, I love getting angry to wage war in my car.
Yes. Yeah. Anything super heavy, like, it's just absolutely like Napalm Death or something is like,
The Weekend Maze was weird.
mhm.
I don't, I, maybe, I guess I don't know much about the Weekend lore
Yeah. Yeah.
because I just was like going through, I'm like, what is happening? It's like, it's weird and it's scaring me, but in a different,
I haven't been to horror nights, but I watch all the houses on YouTube. I'm like obsessed with it.
I do.
And the Weekend House, it was like a load of mannequins, right? And like TVs and stuff.
It was very odd. It, there, I can't even tell you now because it was all so weird. There was like, he was DJing his own funeral at one point. I think there was like a blood baby, like a blood fetus. Like it was weird. It was a weird one. There was like a guy like getting money stapled to him in hell. It's very weird. I feel like he comes out with a lot of music that's hard to keep up.
Mm-mm.
Very like I like a song. I think this is like maybe an ADHD or anxiety thing. If I like a song, I only listen to that song for maybe like a couple months.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So sometimes I get a little behind.
You're speaking to a fellow
I'm
ADHDer.
out to
So.
save your tears for another day.
Mhm.
I'm still on that. So.
What would a New Year's Day horror house look like?
Ooh, that'd be awesome. Oh,
Mhm.
it'd be bits and pieces of all of our music videos. It'd be girl in a raincoat with an axe coming at you. It would be vampire strip club.
Yes.
The titty twister, we would call it. Like Dawn. It would have yeah, vampire strippers for sure. It would have demon girls from hell. A chain room, yeah, where like lots of chains you'd have to go through. Um, all kinds of just bits and the most horrific stuff from our music videos over the years, I think.
I'm so here for it.
A big vampire wraith coming at you at the
Yes,
end, like a big animatronic guy.
that'll be
Which,
amazing. I'm here for it. I think we're making a lot of stuff happen. Like I'm liking this. And
but I test it.
yes, yeah, we'll get the manifestation like board finished and whack these things on.
There's my boards right there. Just gotta make them.
And if you guys could be on any horror movie soundtrack, what horror movie soundtrack would it be?
Nightmare on Elm Street, any of the Nightmare on Elm Streets,
Yes.
any of them. Because I, as a kid, Dream Warriors was really, 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 really cool to me. So yeah, or maybe a Night of the Living Dead movie would be cool. That'd be a good one because Party Time. I can't remember which Night of the Living Dead that was from, but I love that song by 40, 45, 49. I don't. I'm really bad with remembering facts of anything.
Me too. For someone that interviews people, I'm like, I can't remember, but I know the song though. I don't know which one it was in.
Do you wanna party? It's party time. It's like a kids song from Night of the Living Dead. Anyway, yeah, but yeah, a Night of the Living Dead or Nightmare on Elm Street would be cool.
That'd be freaking sick.
Yeah.
And which horror film have you seen like the recently ones that you really like? Or what's your like what's your favorite horror film?
Well, I am waiting. We're waiting till Valentine's Day to watch Nosferatu, so I haven't watched that yet.
Yeah,
We haven't watched that one yet, but I heard it's very good. Well, I'm a huge Bill Skarsgård fan.
me too. Yes.
You too, yes. So, I think it is one of my favorite horror movies, probably. But House of a Thousand Corpses,
Oh,
The Shining usually is my go-to like comfort movie.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
classic.
The
Yeah.
classics. Yeah,
The,
yeah.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm trying to think of all the ones I have tattooed on my leg. We've got The Shining. Yeah, the classics, the older ones.
Yeah, the classic ones. I mean, for me, it's like Misery and like those old Stephen King ones are just absolute bangers.
I
Bangers.
just watched it. It's messed up.
I di-
Scary.
I'm tapping my temples again. Psychic,
That's,
psychic.
yeah.
And of course, you guys, we're waiting for a new album. So when are we going to get a new album? Or are you guys going to be at any festivals in the UK we can look forward to? Anything like that?
New music has been on my mind like every day, but I we haven't even started yet. We've dabbled in some demos and things that we've talked about what we want to do, but my mentality for this next record is like if everyone thought I gave no fucks what other people thought before, like my last fuck is gone way out the window. I'm just gonna write exactly what I think is cool, and if people love it, great. If they don't, then we move on.
That's it.
Yeah.
Do it because you love it and the fans will follow.
Well, it's gone well for me so far doing it that way, but every album is a little bit more like, all right, I'm gonna push the boundary a little bit more. I'm gonna push it a little bit more. I'm pushing a little bit more, and just test the waters. And this time, I want to go full pop, as heavy as we can possibly make it without it becoming unlistenable. I want to have fun. I want to be girly because I really self evaluate a lot. And I think in the past, I was still trying to fit in with the guys. Even on this last record, I feel you're still a little part of me trying to fit in with the men in the metal scene. And at this point, I just don't care anymore. I just want to be Tinkerbell on stage singing metal, and that's it.
That's it. Tinkerbell in combat boots, screaming and just being
Yeah,
loud as hell. Yes,
exactly. You get
I'm
it.
with you. Well, I want to see that in a Halloween Horror Nights house with the Jennifer's
That's
Body music video.
that's the ultimate dream. God, could you imagine? That's such building a haunted house is such a big goal.
It'd be absolutely sick. I would travel to the US for that, Babs, honestly.
Really? You've never been to Horror Nights?
No, no, it's very spenny and just to make it a long story very short, life has not allowed me to get there yet. So
I Yeah. Do you have anything like that where you are?
yeah, but it's like the IPs aren't as good. So there's like Alton Towers,
Oh,
Thorpe
I've heard of
Park,
oh,
like those places, but we don't get the
yeah.
IPs like Horror Nights does, and I really want to experience it. So
you want to see the licensed stuff.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
one of the best, I think, God, it's hard to choose the best licensed maze, but I was privileged enough to get to go through the Freddy versus Jason maze.
Oh, oh,
Was incredible. I was only there for like 1 year. And oh, and I got to do the House of a Thousand Corpses maze when that was it was
wow.
very popular. But I guess those movies aren't as popular as they are to me in my heart.
Mhm.
So that one was really good. I kept going through and like blowing kisses to all the monsters. I was just so like happy to be there and like see all my favorite characters come to life.
I want to see like the Bates Motel and like the Norman Bates. I want to see Norman and all the stuff and do the horror mate, like the horror little trammy thing.
Yeah. Oh, it's so cool.
It looks so sick. So
I
sick.
brought I brought him, was it last year? Was his first time he'd ever gone.
Mhm.
Thing. And but it's so crowded because it's gotten so popular. You can't go without a front of the line pass. You
Right.
just have to get a front of the line pass. It's the only way to do it.
It's gonna happen.
It for you.
Yes, please, please do.
This year is more about writing and developing the next phase, next chapter, how it's going to look, sound, and feel. And so we're not going to be going overseas too much this year, but the plan is for 2026 to be our big festival year.
Hell yes. I'm not going anywhere. The US fans, the UK fans, we're not going anywhere neither. So we are waiting for the music and the goodness, and we can wait as long as it takes.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to talk to you today. Just thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Like, I freaking love you guys. As the resident horror fan as well, I was like, if I can get a chance to chat with New Year's Day, it'll be freaking sick. So yeah.
Dude, thank you. I appreciate it. And I'm just happy to be among the horror movement, like Ice Nine Kills and Motionless in White and all the other, theatrical bands out there that have that dark aesthetic. I'm just happy to be involved.
Yeah, you're mentioned in the sentence. Like, absolutely. Yeah, you guys are absolutely rad. And I can't wait to see what you guys are going to do next. But we'll be in touch. We'll keep talking. Absolutely.
Yeah, keep in touch with me.
Have a great day. Thank you so much for the chat, my dude. And see you later.
Yeah, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. See you. Bye. Bye.